such a wonderful feeling to be here representing in this beautiful constituency in the Republic of St. Mary's South. Brothers and sisters, many of you were able to make it down to Sandals. And those of you who didn't make it down to Sandals, you stayed home and watched it on ABS TV. When we launched the charter, brothers and sisters, you know, it seemed as though desperation has set in. Desperation has set in. Because the first thing they do, they fire their strategists. And you know why they fire the strategists? Because Gaston Brown and Assad Michael did not like what the strategists were telling them. They tell them, look, it looked like if you're going to have a third term in opposition. It looked like if the UPP going to make history in Antigua and Barbuda, and they're going to get a third term in government. And so, you're going to be out in the cold for another term. And they didn't like that. And so, you know, why it is that, why it is that, why them they sing? Why them? For down point. Jacqui! You know when drunk and crazy get together, what happened? They kick out the people in them. Tell them that they're charging them too much money. But the real reason for firing their strategists is because the writing was on the wall. And the people in them tell Gaston Brown and Assad Michael, I and now we're nothing this time. Wait till 2019. And so desperation has taken them. They have no strategists. They're floundering. They're floundering like a ship without a rudder. We went up to Potters and we put down almost 7,000 people on Potters playing field when the Prime Minister announced the election date. And the next week, they have a meeting at Potters basketball court. Quinn jump on Potters basketball court. And you can run cackle in there. You come from Piggott, so you know bike. And then you heard what Chester say. Everywhere UPP put a billboard, they put a billboard. And they put a bigger one. Vulgarity and crassness to the nth degree. These massive billboards. And guess what? They go up on the pole, they're putting up their billboards, their posters, and they tear down ours. But I don't tell the leadership of this party, I don't care about billboards. I don't care about posters. Put them up, yes. Because the X is what counts. Billboards and posters don't vote. And come June 12th, 2014, Jacqui, Quinn, Leandro will be back in the House of Representatives. And when the 12th of June comes, I have said to my constituents, and I say to you tonight, go out early on the 12th of June. Make sure you go before midday so that we can call the election by midday so that we will want you to be committed to that. Get up early. Go out early. Make sure you get your granny and your auntie and everybody and tell them, let's go. Before midday, we want to call the election. But tonight, brothers and sisters, I want to focus on two very serious areas. I want to focus tonight on UPP's policy decision to focus on education and empowerment as a major plank in its social and human development agenda. And if you have been looking at the charter, notice we're not calling it manifesto. It's called the charter. If you have been looking at your charter, you will see that this human development is landmark number 7. Landmark number 7 in the charter. I want to start with early childhood development. The UPP's investment in early childhood education centers is a deliberate policy. We did it, brothers and sisters, to alleviate working parents who face placing their children in an affordable and developmentally based environment. They had challenges with doing that. This policy was also influenced by the need to make such opportunities more easily available to people of lesser means. The expectation was to target our very dense communities. So the fact that we had early childhood centers in Villa, in Grace Farm, in St. Johnson's Village is testimony to meeting such needs in dense communities. And in our third term, brothers and sisters, our sights have been set on early childhood facilities to serve families in All Saints, in Liberta, in Browns Avenue to Cashewell, in Old Road, in Bolans, in Crab Hill, in Golden Grove, and of course, in Potters, Pigots, New Winthrops, and Barnes Hill. What we are committed to doing, we are committed to radically and positively shape the future of our young people in this country. As the charter promulgates, we are working towards universal early childhood education. Now, you would have heard me talk about universal secondary education. Well, in the charter, this new document that we put out this morning, we are talking about universal early childhood education. And I want to share with you how we're going to do that. First of all, we're going to train early childhood teachers so that all early childhood centers, preschools as we call them, are licensed and accredited to meet national standards. Secondly, we want to utilize our primary schools, all the primary schools across this country, to provide preschool education. So just as we did in Villa, and just as we did in Green Bay, we're going to come to this school out here in Bolans, in Erlands, in Potters, and we're going to put preschools in those primary schools. Then we're going to train our single mothers who are unemployed to work in those preschools. Then you have a concept called the Roving Caregivers Program, and that is to assist at-risk families. What we want to do as a government, brothers and sisters, by 2015, every child of preschool age should be enrolled in an early childhood center free of charge. Free of charge. And you know, brothers and sisters, we got a very great endorsement from Samantha Marshall. The other day, she was rolling them off her finger, rolling them off her tongue. Oh, the school meals program and the people's benefit program and the school uniform program. We're going to keep all of those programs because they know that they're good programs that the UPP would have implemented. But guess what, Samantha Marshall? You not keeping nothing. The United Progressive Party government will be re-elected and will continue the work that it started. Brothers and sisters, you know, we talk about the Human Development Axis, that landmark number 7 in the charter. And I want to say to you, this UPP government is unapologetic in providing all of our young people with the opportunity for secondary education. Our policy of universal secondary education has test scores as integral to its operations. So when you hear people talk about lowering of pass marks, watering down of standards, that is untruthful, it is discriminatory, and of course it is ignorance in action. I want you to understand that in that charter, we are going to continue to build on the gains that we have made in universal secondary education. We talk about the Tomlinson School. We talk about the Five Islands Secondary School. And brothers and sisters, we're talking about renovating and upgrading St. Mary's Secondary School right here in Bolans. We have already signed off on the loan from the CDB, where they're going to be upgrading St. Mary's Secondary, Sir McChesney George in Barbuda, Glanville Secondary, and Irene B. Williams Secondary. Those are things that the UPP would have started and will continue when you give us that third term in government. Brothers and sisters, I want you to understand, when you get your hands on that charter, sit down for an hour or two and read through your charter, because when they have their launch on Monday, as Chester say, they're writing, they're on their laptop, they're on their tablet right now, going through the UPP charter to see what they can thief. But I want you to understand that that is a contract which the people of Antigua and Barbuda will have with the UPP government. But I want you to think seriously too, brothers and sisters. Think seriously when you go to the polls on June 12th. You have to understand that those pie-in-the-sky promises, right now they're offering everything. The whole hog. They're offering everything because they run out of ideas. You have to understand that when you go to the polls, you have to make a decision on a government that has delivered for you over the last 10 years and will continue to deliver for you, the people of Bolans. One of the things I have noticed about your representative, Brother B. Baptist, when you hear he want to do something, see, there's no obstruction, no hill, no valley, no stream, no river, no flood can stop him from doing what he have to do for the people of this community. So I want you to stick with him. I want you to go behind him, walk with him, hold up his hand, canvass with him, knock on doors. Make sure that this man is re-elected to office come June 12th. You would have heard in the history of the UPP, Brother B was one of those 4 MPs who was fighting the cause for the UPP back in 1994. This man is indomitable. This man is hardworking. And I want you, the people of this community, to recommit yourselves to working with Hilson Brother B. Baptist. Brothers and sisters, I'm not going to be long tonight because there's a long lineup of speakers. But I want to tell you, elections are won in the trenches. And therefore, I want you to use the next 13, 14 days. Go out in the trenches, knock on every door, preach the message of the United Progressive Party, because it will be a dark day in hell if the Antigua Labour Party were to be elected in this country. I want you to go out there and vote and take your family and your friends and your neighbors and vote for competence. Vote for sanity. Vote for a sober government. Vote for a sound government. Because when we say leadership matters, we mean it. When we say UPP now more than ever, we mean it. And brothers and sisters, you must not rest. You must not rest until this United Progressive Party is returned to office on June 12th. And history is created in the Caribbean where this party would get a third term in office. So brothers and sisters, you know I love you. St. George's people, you know I love you. They're working very hard in St. George's because you know when the bell ring, we're gonna beat them in every box, in every polling division. Potters is coming home. New Winthrops is coming home. Barnes Hill is coming home. Cedar Valley Gardens will be coming home. Powell's, Herbert's, Painters will be coming home. You see how big my constituency be? It's the biggest constituency. I love you. We're going to do it again. To repeat.